A fat dub. We're here at the Banc after another 3 points. What is up, people?
Let's go, baby. 3 points at Banc in California Stadium. Finally, we have not beaten Minnesota United since May of 2018. But today, 2022, Banc in California Stadium, we knocked the Western back to St. Paul and Minneapolis. Let's go!
Okay, first of all, it was that camera.
Sorry.
Second,
I got a little ahead of myself.
Second, do you need JR and I, or do you guys just want to take this over?
They got their own thing
You guys are
going
doing a
on
great
right now.
job.
It's great. I mean,
I'm Connor Kalopsis, Philly, Scarf J.R, Rosa. I can't begin to express how awesome I am feeling right now.
yeah.
How unbelievably awesome I'm feeling right now.
I feel great. I would just like to say, though, you guys are acting very much like Austin FC right now, like you haven't been here before. We win games. This is what we do.
Right?
As you can see, this is our very instant reactions after the game. We haven't had too much time to really sink it in, think about it. This is just our instant reaction. We will talk a lot more tomorrow on LAFC 360 at 1 p.m. if you want to do a deeper dive, maybe some statistics, maybe some analytics, but analysis.
Oh, no, I just going vibes straight into Monday.
But there's the vibes. Today
All
is just vibes. Do you know what I like?
What?
Hashtags.
Do you?
Hashtags. I like it. That was smooth.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag in our feelings.
Hashtag in our feelings. All right.
So we do this thing here on What's Up Football,
Yep.
as you all know.
Yep.
And that thing is, we have 3 emojis, and after every game, we say how we feel. So, how are you guys feeling in the chat? I'm feeling pretty,
You know what, though? If you would have asked me this, like, 20 minutes ago, it definitely would have been very much a mess.
really?
Oh, my
20
God.
minutes ago. Yep. 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes ago, they didn't. It was 0-0, and it looked
I
like.
disagree. That was probably, even up until then, for me, probably one of the most entertaining matches of the season.
Okay, how so? Why?
I mean, LAFC was on it.
Yeah.
Look, we didn't put the ball in the back of the net, but I can't tell you that from minute 0 to 90 that we were trying our absolute hardest, and we were just.
They're professional athletes. They're always trying hard. I would say that.
No, I'm just
But-
saying, like, this felt not like any of the games this season
Okay.
for me. This felt like, no, there wasn't a slow start for me. Yes, we didn't put the ball in the back of the net, but we felt like hungry to score, and I
Look,
loved it.
it was a little odd because I felt like we controlled play for almost all 90 minutes, but I also feel like our back line had to scramble a little bit on occasion. There were some balls where we had to do a little 1v1 defending right there at the end. But I really did. I felt like we controlled the tempo. We had clearly the most number of chances we've had in a while, far more than Minnesota generated. I think they had, 1 shot on goal. So excellent defending once again, but those last 10 minutes.
Look, it's 2022, so your emotions are valid. I don't want to invalidate anyone's emotions here.
Thank you.
But I agree with what JR said, but as much as they controlled the game, I did not feel like until getting closer to the end that they really penetrated and created big scoring chances.
Sure.
So that's where I felt a little meh. I thought there was a lot of crosses, a lot of settling in this match.
I mean, for the most part, until about the 78th minute, it was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
I'm sitting up there in the Founders Club trying to enjoy myself, but it really wasn't that exciting of a game. But as the last 12 minutes progressed, LAFC started getting on fire. They ended up having 6 shots on goal, and obviously Dane St. Clair wasn't there to stop 2 of them, and that's really what mattered at the end of the day. But it was slow. But more importantly, LAFC didn't have to come from behind. They didn't have to come from behind.
They did not.
They took the lead later on, and they capitalized. They put the exclamation point on a team that they have not beaten.
We're coming hot. What do you got?
Are we watching the same game?
I mean, with no goals until like after the 80th
Okay,
minute.
but you can't say that a goal is what makes a game fast or exciting.
Sure.
Look, this game was
But there were
so
hardly that many shots on goal until then.
But we were. I know what you're saying about big goal scoring chances, but we controlled the game. We were creating chances.
Yep.
Chances, maybe not insanely big chances, but look, that game was the most entertaining game of LAFC season thus far. I'll just say it out there for me personally.
That's a big take.
That is a bold statement.
I have to say, I'm closer to agreeing with you than I am, unfortunately, with my podcast partner here. I really thought LAFC put their pedal down for most of the match, but once again, Steve Cherundolo, the substitutions, Cifuentes, Hollingshead, Musovski. I mean, what he did to bring energy and excitement into that match. It's why I've said it all along, LAFC, the deepest team in Major League Soccer this season.
Yeah, I mean, that ticker that went from league best 6 goals from substitutes, make that 7 goals from substitutes now.
Yeah.
8. Well, 8. Now 8 goals. 8 goals.
I will say, I don't think LAFC started slow this game.
No, they definitely controlled the game, but I think if you're asking Steve Cherundolo, and I'd be curious to see what he says in his postgame, he'd say, I want to create big chances, and they just didn't create big chances. So,
right.
I mean, look, his bar and how well this team can play, like he said, I always want my team to play to the highest level they possibly can, and if they don't, that's when I demand more. And I think he would have came in at halftime and said, I'm going to demand more of you guys because although it's been good, I know you can play this much better.
I'm sorry, the chat is on fire right now, including Jair. Jair says, give Vince the hat for predicting Sifu.
I told you, didn't I say?
There you go.
I think he's going to come in here and be important in this game.
At this point, Vince, you can deliver my paper any time of the day
Value
you want
bet,
because
right?
you
Value
delivered the
bet.
news on that one, baby.
I'm starting. Hey, earlier. Oh, I'm keeping
there
the hat.
it is.
There we go.
Vince got the hat.
Earlier, I can't remember who it was, but somebody was in there saying that I've been so successful that I'm starting the La Rosa Hat Co. These are how these things happen.
Wait, along with the capri pants?
Look at the pants.
Oh
Look
my
at
God,
that.
I just realized it kind of matches.
Yo,
right?
you're like the Gap,
Who
but
are
like a
you?
real person.
Who are you?
Drink it in.
I just wear black jackets and black pants.
All I
That's
do
all
is
I
win,
got.
just like LAFC, baby.
I love it.
No matter
I love
what.
it.
Yep, no matter what.
7-1-1,
We got
folks.
Dolo as coach of the
7-1-1.
year. Cheeky Palacios, like I've been saying all season, possibly the best left back in the league. I am, again, on board with Cheeky. He's playing so well. Apparently, the La Rosa Pants go 50% off tonight, according to the chat.
Whoa, I did not authorize that.
What a match.
Our social media director is getting way too hot.
What a match. Just, I mean, you said it before when we were talking. Musovski changed the landscape of this match.
How about Musovski turning into prime Messi there? That burst of speed. If only he could have finished that, that would have been one of the
Right.
highlights of his career.
So maybe we talk a little stock up. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
I think it's perfect time. to.
Absolutely.
I mean, without a doubt, my stock up, and we're going to start the transition in that route. Ryan Hollingshead, man, a defender scoring his 3rd goal on the season. Wow. Obviously, he had a lot of talent coming in off of FC Dallas, a humanitarian within his own right, coming through, punching in the first goal of this game.
Yeah.
I mean, he obviously changed the
It
momentum.
wasn't an easy
everything.
one either.
No.
Just
It was
to keep
not
it
an easy
alive,
one.
to really like follow the ball and be a part. It was pinballing around and smooth finish.
Yeah. And Escobar not super happy he came out right before that. He had the great assist.
No, because he set up Chicho, and Chicho should have scored moments before that. Really should.
So, Ryan.
That was a big chance. There was a couple big chances.
Well, that was in the
There was a
final
couple big
20 to 25 minutes of the game, wasn't it?
Still entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it was. I'm telling you, Steve Cherundolo will be saying, I think that my team could play even better. I still don't think we've seen the best version of LAFC.
I like to think that they waited to the last 20 minutes just to kind of like entertainment value, keep the fans guessing.
All right.
They certainly kept us waiting for a fairly long time. I mean, again, 78 minutes until anything really started going on. There weren't that many shots on goal. I mean, if we look at the statistics, we were all right, under 7.5 saves as far as the parlay was concerned. But at the end of the day, we could talk stats, we could talk numbers. It's all philosophy. At the end of the day, the scoring line matters, and 3 points at the end of the day matters. And we took that. We're 7-1-1 right now. We're off to a rocking start. 2019 is starting to look very similar. And look, Minnesota United, one of 5 teams, or one of 6 teams that have had a plus goal differential of 5. This wasn't a bad team that we took care of. We knocked them out. We shut them out. Maxime Crepeau with a clean sheet. This has to
They
bode
were
well
pretty
for our
bad.
future.
Well, interesting changes by both managers. So when Steve made the changes to bring in Sifu and Danny, that's when Adrian Heath was like, okay,
Yeah,
we're
it was-
going for it. And he
it was
brought in
like
Amaria.
chess.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. He was like, if you're going to go for it, I'm finally going to open up. Because honestly, the reason why we control much of this game is because Minnesota allowed us to have the ball. They really sat back. They kept 6-7 guys behind the ball. They said, look, can Reynoso create something? And Steve was willing to let his 2 center backs go out on a ledge and just go 2v2 with Minnesota's attackers.
It worked out.
And so
Clean sheet.
I'm going to segue that into my stock up, and I'm going to say Jesus David Murillo. Very good in this
Great.
game in high leverage situations. You could just as easily, though, give it to his partner, Mamadou Fall, or Cheek. I mean, the whole back line. I mean, I would say one of the most important things in this game was a clean sheet, finally.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Look, I'm actually going to go the line in front of that back line. I think this was the best collective effort of our midfield all season.
Counter pressing was pretty awesome.
Absolutely. And I think that we've been waiting for all three to put it together at the same time. We've seen great games individually from absolutely all four of our starting midfielders. And by the way, Poncho with some serious run in those last few minutes. He played.
How about that
great.
pass? Filthy.
I mean, yeah, nasty.
That
it was a
midfield-
cheeky style pass.
Best-
Max
best
Bredos
bet.
was with me in the press box. He yells out and he goes, "That's the greatest pass Poncho's ever played." And I was like, it might have been.
That's what I was gonna say. My stock up is Pancho Ginella.
I love
think just purely based off of that, I think that is his best game ever with LAFC.
Those 5 or 6
Look,
minutes.
he has
is
those
incredible.
moments, but he has those moments.
$100,000 per 5 minutes.
Remember he hit a banger, I think, against Portland where it just perfectly curved around 2 defenders. Like, he has moments of pure quality. And just, again, talking about the subs, and a lot of people have been in the chat saying the subs were stock up. Steve Trundle gets to look at his bench and goes, okay, Danny Musovski. Okay, Sifu. Hey, you know what? We're trying to close out a game. Pancho Ginella. Like, no one has that ability.
But I wouldn't even say the subs are a stock up because we know that. Like, that's been the common theme of
Just
this.
a given now?
It's just a given.
Right,
Like,
just a given.
It's 70, 80 minutes into the game. You know, we don't have a winner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Easily. Yep.
Hey, you know what? Let's go get a winner. Guys, come on in.
Right?
Yeah.
And it happens every single game without fail. I don't know. It's great.
So should we move to the one that's going to be harder? I think stock down is going to be the hardest thing of tonight.
I'll start.
Okay.
I think maybe Mahala. Mahala, if I had a stock down. I feel like we're nitpicking because I feel like he was fine. But when you know you have a third option like Brian Rodriguez or Ismail Tajuri-Shradi waiting in the wings, and then Moose comes in and does what he does today, it makes it really difficult for a guy like Mahala not to perform.
Yeah.
And I think you've brought it up a couple of times now. Have we started to see the shine come off just a little bit of Mahala? Tonight I thought he played fine, but I guess if I'm nitpicking, he's my stock down.
Well, if at 0-0, the biggest chance of the game after Robin Lode had the biggest chance of the game falls to you.
That was too funny.
You've got to find a way to have a little composure in that moment. And I would again point out that this is Mahala.
Yeah.
He's still a very young player. He's still having experiences like that. And I would say a young player just kind of snatches at that chance, and that's what he did. Sometimes you get lucky. Like Mahala, we would have thought that was just going to go in because he's had a little bit of luck in his boots. But as of late, he's been finding out that, you know, this league is a little bit harder and he's going to have to transform himself into a little bit more of an experienced player.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, when it comes to like the stock down, one thing that we've been very tentative about throughout the entire history of this club is the 80th minute hex. The 80th minute hex doesn't seem to be a thing. It seems to be more of an apparition, a piece of history, if you will, because we're more of a second half team. And we've gone on a limb to go out there in the second half and capitalize on things. Normally we would concede over the course of the past couple of seasons after the 80th minute. But clearly this is a different team. Obviously, it's the same message that's preached more with a smile with Steve as opposed to a scowl with Bob. But at the end of the day, it's all that matters, 3 points. And these guys are not conceding in the second half. In fact, they haven't conceded at all over the course of the 90 minutes. This is really important.
9 games. That's incredible.
It's unbelievable.
Another game where they don't concede in the second half.
Yeah. Nine games without conceding in a second half.
Unreal.
Like,
Unreal.
what's the latest we've actually given up a goal? Probably the Lucho Acosta
You know what?
goal.
I want MLS to do like that weird stat thing that they do where they like get the.
But this isn't even a weird stat. It's just like incredible.
No, it's incredible, but like who keeps track of that, right?
Some statistician.
Yeah.
I do.
Only for LAFC.
I believe-
Saying
I
across
believe
the
his
board.
name-
Like
right.
I wonder what the actual stat of team who's conceded no goals in the second half can like
Right?
most.
Maybe on FOTMob or Football Reference. We'll look it up.
Actually, if I remember correctly, the man that does the stats for MLS, his name is Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
Hey Rick.
He's just
Rick.
Well, I can tell you what, if we keep on winning, I know who's really going to be conceded at the end of the day. Oh, am I right, boys? Am I right? Ah.
Boy.
Sorry, I'm just really excited. That was fun.
See yourself
3
out?
points at home. Again, to finally beat a team that we haven't
the door.
beaten in 4 years. I mean, Minnesota United, a lot of people aren't going to look at them as if they're really a formidable opponent, but it's unreal that we've only beaten them once in the entire history of our franchise. May 2018, 2-0. That was the last time we beat them. And by the way, boys, what was today's scoring line?
2-0.
History finally freaking repeated itself at Banc of California Stadium. Let's go. 3 more points.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
2018, 2-0,
Yep.
and then today in 2022.
Yep.
It was meant to be.
Look at you, Philly.
It was meant to be.
Totally redeem yourself.
What is this, Dumb and Dumber right here?
Yes. Dumber,
Harry!
dumbest. I shouldn't even be here. Okay. What was your stock?
Hey,
down?
I got dumbest. Hold on.
I stuck down. I'm gonna say Chicho. Like
Yeah?
there was a couple chances in which, look, he maybe should have put some away. Some of which where he just wasted chances. I think. I don't know. There wasn't too many for me, but it was just one
Again,
where
we're always nitpicking when they win.
uncharacteristically Chicho to not be as on point as he was. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got dumbest.
Oh, I got not even. I'm not even on the Richter scale.
Got it. Okay.
I think my stock down would be. I want to go back to kind of what was going on for the first 70 some odd minutes. They just weren't seeming to find a way to get cleanly into the box and settling for too many crosses. Although, to Connor's point, from the 75th minute on, they just went nuts.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to watch. The combinations, the ability, especially of Cheeky and Vela, to kind of combine down that left and just find inroads. Obviously, Vela to Escobar gets in. Those are the prime crossing opportunities that you want. Crime
pays.
I know I had
crime pays,
crime and
folks.
crossing at the same time in my head. But I felt too many times they were like, okay, we're going to take what Minnesota gives us. And then finally something lit a fire in them at the 75th minute. Maybe it's moves coming in. Maybe it's the substitutions.
Right.
And they just literally were like, okay, we're not just going to settle for crosses anymore. So again, I would say they didn't start slow, but they definitely should have been a little bit more adventurous trying to find better chances.
Yeah, Cheeky was fantastic tonight. Absolutely fantastic.
Cheeky, this has been like 4 games in a row where he's been incredible.
I've said it all season.
He should be easily in team of the week. I know he gets the assist to Sifu for the
In our LAFC
second
360
goal,
show, we're gonna play the clip of you saying
me saying
that he's not good enough.
Hasn't had a good
Won't be
season
good
so
enough.
far. Yeah, I said that.
every single week he has a good game. We're just
Right?
gonna I'm like, roll the tape.
It's so.
Do we use tape anymore?
It was such a bad tape.
What's tape?
Not unless you're the George
you ever
Michael
seen it?
sports machine.
Should we
Scotch?
Are we
Shots?
doing shots?
Did you
Oh,
say
we're doing
Scotch?
shots? Not you.
Oh, I thought you said Scotch. I'm sold.
Oh, shot on target.
Shot on
I thought we were gonna have a celebratory shot.
Oh.
I meant like Scotch tape.
Got it. Yeah, of
Got
course. How do you even know what Scotch tape is?
What?
People don't use that anymore. All right, we are in the
Yeah,
we're in the
that's-
weeds
those
now.
are
You're
the
talking
rails
about
that we just
Scotch
went
and not
on
offering any.
right
We need
there.
to transition onto a new segment.
You and I have not been on shows lately because usually I throw it out there and we are able to keep it on track, and you're somewhere else.
Look, I'll just
somewhere.
say this,
Bro.
I said that our goal tonight, my shot on target, shooting my shot, was to keep the party going at Banc of California Stadium. And I think what we saw tonight is we absolutely kept the party going at Banc of California Stadium. Yep. Angel City 2-1 on Friday, and we kept it going tonight 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0 tonight. My shot was on target.
And let's hope
as
there's
they say.
many, many more weekends like that.
Absolutely.
Just undefeated.
Yep.
Both teams, whenever we come through here, would be great.
Any reason to come back to the bank, we'll take it. It's
And any reason to have celebratory shots. I mean, it was a fantastic day.
Yeah.
Sunday fun day. Yeah, there you go.
Put your
baby.
hand down. Put your hand down. Put your hand
Look,
down, son.
again, to
What?
finally avenge, to vanquish a demon. Look, again, to vanquish a demon that we haven't had the ability to do over the last 4 years. This really is a big deal. You can argue that some of the teams that we have beaten over the last 6 games, not that big of a deal, but Minnesota United, a thorn in our side. Think of it this way, 2019, when we were the best in the West and the best in MLS, still, this team with Mason Toye scored a brace, kind of like dumbfounded us. We finally got a little bit of pride and respectability, and Adrian Heath is going to go into this locker room. He's going to hop on his plane. He's going to go back to the cold-ass Midwest and go, LAFC's for real.
I said in Expansion Mansion that Adrian Heath, after 5 years with Minnesota, still does not know what he's doing. And tonight proved that for me. Oh, Cherundolo made a sub. Guys, get ready. You're going in. What are you doing, man?
It definitely was an ultra pragmatic approach, and I think that he could have given a little bit more to his team. My shoot your shot was Control Reynoso.
Yep.
Not Jerry Reynoso. Did anyone have
Happy
eyes
birthday, Jerry
anyone have eyes on
Reynoso.
Jerry Reynoso?
Oh, I had hands on him.
Okay. So we can. Whoa.
Hey.
Hey.
Phrasing.
Oh,
Phrasing.
oh, oh.
Waka, waka, waka.
For those of you just watching,
No.
the whole production crew
Yeah.
lit up after
So
that
from
one.
what it sounds like,
When I
Yeah.
say I had my hands on him, I mean that
family-friendly show, by the way.
after LAFC scored, me, J.R. Reynoso, and his brother, Omar Reynoso, who we love very much, were jumping around in like a circle and on the Jumbotron. It was great. Anyway.
Yeah, all right then. So 11 LAFC players definitely controlled Emmanuel Reynoso, and our man Connor had hands on Jerry Reynoso.
There you go.
So I would say,
It was a good day.
It was a good day.
I would say I was a
fun.
bonus. I got a bonus shot in there, and I won.
Absolutely.
So did I.
It's a great birthday for Jerry.
You know what? Maybe you should just sit the next few plays out.
Oh, man, the good vibes are flowing right here. Right?
My shot was bring the fight. I think they did it well enough. It wasn't like Mamadou Fall like decked anyone.
It wasn't as chippy as that Cincinnati game was.
No,
that's for sure.
and that's maybe a good thing.
But it was probably a good thing. Not many yellow cards.
No.
But Murray had two of those like two-footed
No, like he
sliding
would jump in
tackles.
like-
No, we're not going to talk about that. They
Man.
weren't called.
He
It
was-
doesn't
what are you
matter.
doing?
He was trying
I
to get
considered
himself a
I
cut.
considered trying to yell at Maxime at one point because they were down in the other end. I want to be like, hey, fix that divot. Fix Murray's divot. Could you do that while you have time? I mean, he had plenty of time. Probably could have laid the
Right.
sand down and like really flattened it out. Plenty of time.
Murray was going for that yellow card, baby.
Look, you have to make that tackle. He absolutely made that tackle. But yes, if he misses, it's not just a yellow
Oh,
card.
it's probably a red.
And it's a broken leg as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, my
Well,
shot.
almost maybe even for him.
Right.
Yeah. It looked bad.
My shot, I kind of talked about it again, was vanquishing that Minnesota United demon. It's probably the fourth time I'm mentioning it. Again, to finally beat a team that we haven't beaten in a long time. High five, my man. Big freaking deal. Big freaking. I don't see that tongue in cheek, man. Like Tyler Miller came back, by the way. We didn't talk about that. Tyler Miller came back, but obviously he didn't start. He's only played 2 games for Minnesota United, but LAFC managed to finally light up the back of the net, taking Dane St. Clair to the hospital in
good.
terms of his his
played well
breathing
It was
ability.
really good.
Yeah.
Dare I say best player on Minnesota?
I will say
St. Clair?
giving
You're out of your mind.
giving Maxime Crépeau a run for his money in terms of the depth chart in the Canadian national team.
We got to see tonight 2 of the best goalkeepers in MLS. I think the
Both
other
of
one
which are
played.
Canadian.
Yeah, I think the other one played a little bit earlier in Nashville.
Yep.
But yeah, it was nice to see. And yeah, I think Dane St. Clair made some very that save that he made on Acosta from about 12 yards out.
Oh,
That's a
He
really
ended,
good.
yeah, I mean, he
save.
ended up having 4 saves at the end of the day, but
Under 7.
we're all right. And you know, that's kind of cool. We're all right. The under 7.5 saves. Who would have thought that we would have all had that? Go team. Go team one.
No one hit their parlay though.
No.
Okay, so let's move along to our last topic. It's the one where we sleep on it. Something to sleep on. Something you're thinking about after this game. You don't really want to say it because you want to think about it more, but guess what? You
Right.
gotta say it. What do you got?
My thought about what I need to sleep on is LAFC giving up the counterattack over and over and over again. I want to go back and watch our backline play and just sleep on, look, clean sheet. We had plenty of great individual efforts, great team defending when we needed to. But let me sleep on how good our backline actually played until maybe I watched the 90 minutes all over again. I felt like we gave up a few too many individual chances and counterattack opportunities.
I'm going to sleep on something that I think a lot of people in the chat are actually they're already full. They're going full steam ahead. They don't even need to think about it. It's Carlos Vela.
Yeah.
I watched him and I thought he was a little bit off the pace. I don't know if it's tired legs a little bit. He definitely had some moments where he could do things that only Carlos Vela can do. But I have to rewatch this game and really think about him. Some of the things you guys are saying, though, in the chat about him only going for balls that he knows he can get, not true, because I saw him going up for headers, and that's not his game.
He came back into the box and defended a couple times as well.
He was
for
1v1 marking Robin Lod on
Yep.
corners.
Yep.
So he's definitely giving an effort, but I do feel like his legs maybe were a little bit heavy.
Let me ask you, you've been around this team for quite a while. You know Carlos. Do you think he was pressing a little to get that 100th
Yeah,
goal assist?
that's
Do you think
going to be what I wanted to talk
played
about.
I don't know.
At all?
I don't think so. I don't think that's a
I tend to agree it doesn't make his radar.
like
but-
a goal scoring record is one thing,
Yeah.
but that is something that I don't.
Knowing him, it's kind of one of those, as Connor said, obscure MLS stats. So he probably didn't even make his radar. If
he
he's
probably-
pushing, it's just because he wants to
the quickest
score every
amount
game.
of games
Fair.
to a goal.
Yeah.
100
Look, I
goals
mean,
and assists.
if you ask Carlos Vela, he probably doesn't even know who Sebastian Giovinco is.
No,
at the
that's
end
not
of
true.
it.
He definitely
I'm just
knows who
joking.
that is.
What are you,
Look,
Italian?
He could have tied his record with goals and assists had he had a goal or assist, fastest to 100. But I really don't think Carlos had that information available to him. And quite honestly, I don't think that he cares. And if you would have asked him, hey, you know about Sebastian Giovinco's record, Carlos Vela would have been like,
It's that gif that they played from the All-Stars where he's looking at his phone and just goes,
But I actually think
he didn't care.
It could go either way. It could be like, I don't care, or, oh, I can do a record? Okay, I'll break it.
he's
You know what I mean?
extremely
He likes-
competitive. So if it would have been something that hit his radar and it was something that tickled his fancy, he definitely would have gone out there to try. Yeah, he definitely would have tried to do it.
He wouldn't just try. He would do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he would have had a hat trick.
Look, this is a guy. This is a guy
Final day of the season.
that in training, anytime he would get the ball, like if training stopped for a second and a ball would be at his feet, and he saw Pablo Cisnega somewhat out of his goal, was always trying to chip him. Yeah. And Pablo would every time work as hard as he could to get back, and he chipped him more than a couple times. And it was just one of those things where it was like, that's just him. He's just a kid sometimes. He's like, I'm better than you. I'm going to show you right now.
We get it. You've spent a lot of time at the PC.
Carlos
some would say too much time.
Should get like a tent there, hang out.
I'm trying to get a locker in there.
Well, I mean, they would probably look at his hat and go, hey, where's my copy of the Wall Street Journal?
Hey. Players are very, very stylish, and they'd probably be like, how can I get one of those La Rosa coat hats?
Yeah. La Rosa hat.
Does the hat come with capris?
All right, we're going way too long. What are you guys sleeping on?
My sleep on it is Blessing versus Sifu. I feel like every game this season, the substitutes have been better than the person who started in that specific position, but that position has been rotated like 50% of the time. It's like not, and I just don't know how to, what to think about that. Sifu comes into the game, takes Latif Blessing out, changes the game completely.
Yeah.
Last week, we would say the opposite. The week before that, again, the inverse. And then it just keeps,
It's bizarre.
What?
I just want to point out that Freddie's got a good one. Maxim's distribution with his feet.
The one pass up the middle that reminded you of the same.
Couple times.
Oh my
Couple
God.
times I got a little
It
scared.
reminded us of a Minnesota second string.
Couple
keeper.
times.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you have, Philly, for sleep on?
I mean, I feel like I talked about it. I really wanted to see Carlos Vela break tie Sebastian Giovinco's record, but to no avail, it didn't happen. And that's essentially what my sleep on it was. My not sleep on it was, but I'm going to sleep very soundly at the end of the day, as are a lot of these people that are leaving Banc of California Stadium because
I'll tell you who's
we're
not.
7-1-1, baby. That is pretty good. We are what? Best in the West?
It should be
Best in
7.
MLS?
It should be 7-0.
I'll tell you who's not going to sleep well. Why is 110 Football giving out all these free La Rosa hats and pants?
Yeah, you're going to be losing.
I'm going to lose.
money.
Talk about pants. I'm going to lose my shirt here, guys. This is not how we make money.
Take it
This
off.
is not how we
Take
make money.
it off.
Not happening. That's not the saying.
Oh, come on.
That's not
Got
the
a
saying.
whole audience behind here asking for that.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here because I'm very excited to do the show on Monday.
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel
excited
like
to see
you're
what
very
you guys
scared
say.
because you feel someone's going to rip your shirt off.
Or take your
I'd like to see him try. I'd like to see him try.
James Fatten words.
But like I said at the very top of the show, we will talk a little more in depth about this game on LAFC 360 tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. You won't want to miss that. We'll talk everything about this game and the week to come. Expansion Mansion follows that at 4 p.m. And then on Thursdays was great. Angels Wear Boots. Second episode.
That's a thing now.
That's a thing now.
Great show.
I was so happy with the premiere, and I can't wait
Girls
to watch the
killed it.
second episode. And then Football Without Borders at 4 p.m. And that wraps up our week.
I'm keeping the hat.
You're keeping the hat?
No, I don't know. I might not have
I
won the
don't
hat.
believe you're contractually allowed to keep.
I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
I'm not allowed to keep
better
any
watch
of
your
these.
back in that parking lot, bro.
Well, thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
joining us today.
You guys were
This
in the bank doing this.
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah.
This.
This is way better than being outside of the bank.
I don't want to get used to this.
Thank you, Seth.
We're going to go back by free play. And it's
I mean, this is very cool, but I do miss having all the people behind us.
Sure.
Thank you guys in the chat. This was so fun. And we will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Peace
God
out.
bless. LAFC rules. Let's go.
Oh.